Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Elemental Series 2. My name's Tofu Elliott, and I am joined tonight by Astral, and it is going to be a very exciting evening of Rocket League. Are you as excited as I am?
Oh, we're going to get into some great Rocket League now. We finished the closed qualifiers on Sunday. Now we're kicking off the pools, kicking off the very first pool. Put Group A to get things started with Rix.GG, The Woo, Triple Trouble, and Euronics. What do you make of this group, Elliot?
Oh my goodness, it's exciting, isn't it? I want to say, like, wow, look at this group, but like every group we have over the next few days is just looking so exciting, so competitive. Our first game of the Air qualifier tonight going to be Rix GG head to head with Woo. Is it the Woo? Is it Woo? We're not sure. I think it's going to be a banger of a game no matter what, Astral. Do you think that Rix are going to, well, on paper, I think probably obviously more favorite to win, but do you think that it's going to be as easy as that, or do you think the Woo, who got here via the close qualifiers on Sunday, are going to give them a run for their money?
It's going to be a great game. We know that all the teams are really good. I was watching on Twitter, Swaces was predicting Rix to be the star team, one of our fellow casters here at Rocket Core tonight. He had Rix taking this group, and of course they're going to be the favorite, I think, coming into this game. But the Woo were looking pretty good, and remember they came through the upper bracket of the closed qualifier, so they're unbeaten so far. Whereas we have the other team, Euronics, who are down here. They got beat 3-0 by Alantad Wave on Sunday. So they're going to be in a little bit more trouble. But I think the Woo, we've got to expect good things from them. They're going to challenge Rix, and it's going to be a really, really close game, I think.
Well, here's hoping at least, because I would really, really like to see something entertaining, and I don't think any of these teams are going to fail to deliver. But before we jump into the Rocket League, I want to just take a moment to thank our sponsors. This stream is powered by Challenger Mode, but our main sponsors, Antlion Audio and Phoenix Blue. Antlion Audio actually provided the mics for our casters for this event. I'm using the Mod Mic Wireless at the moment, and as you can see, it literally just detaches. It means you can clip it on to any pair of headphones that you have, take it off, attach it to any other pair of headphones that you have, and then you never have to worry about terrible quality gaming headset mics ever again. So I highly recommend you drop a click on the link in chat once our broadcaster gets it there, and go and check out Antlion Audio, a fantastic company and really fantastic people as well.
Yeah, and then of course our other sponsor is Phoenix Blue. They've been looking out for us. They're a Swedish non-profit organization. They're dedicated to bringing Swedish esports and really improving it, hosting major events, smaller events, and trying to build up the grassroots and give those guys over there in Sweden a competitive place to play and compete and try and build up. They host tournaments in Rocket League, CS:GO, League of Legends, Smash Bros, and lots of other titles, and they're really trying to improve the scene over there. So thank you for them to supporting us, and we're looking forward to see how they can grow from this as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've held some decent sized events already, and they'll be looking to host more and more, especially on their Twitch. And actually, on their Twitch, they will be hosting the B stream in the later pool stages as well as the final day. So definitely drop a follow there. They are an organization to watch. But without any further ado, Astral, the first series of the evening here at tonight's Air qualifier. It's Rix GG, the team in blue, head-to-head with Woo, the team in orange. And oh my goodness, am I excited for this or what? Is Cash playing? I saw in the chat. Well, Cash getting the pass down to Ocelon there. Ocelon now looking for the air dribble, just putting something threatening on net. And Mike Boy is there. Rix GG already in the lead.
Fantastic start for Rix.GG, coming out the blocks early, getting some nice pressure on, drops into the center. Kevin can't deal with this one, and what a way to start the pools. 15 seconds for our opening goal.
Goodness me, they did not wait long at all, and a shaky start from Woo. Going to need to be corrected as Forsay goes to the mid boost. Ocelon looking to get the bump on Kerry, and he avoids it absolutely superbly. But Kisai's taken a bump off of Forsay there, and Mike Boy has a threatening touch. Cash not able to get on the end of it. Ocelon getting saved eventually by a double commit from the orange side, but it's not looking good. Forsay doing well to get across there. Woo really struggling at the moment here in game one, Astral. Only 45 seconds gone, and I don't think the ball has left their half once.
No, I don't think it has. They've had 4 shots already. Rix.GG say that. They're going to come the other way. Foresight trying to create something, but it doesn't get quickly cleared by Rix.GG as they carry it down back into that orange half again. And it might be a continuous story. Rix have come out looking strong in the opener. And of course, Wu have made a roster change as well. They've switched up. They bought Kerrion coming into this one. They've dropped Maisie. And so it's a very late roster change as they're under pressure again. And that's going to have an impact on their performance, surely.
Let's find out. Ocillon turning up to receive the pass, but immediately being demoed by Kerrion there. Force around the corner. He'll look for the 50 and will find it. Going to be demoed by Mike Boy, who will get the ball across net. Now Cash for the turn here, looking for the pass to Ocillon. Force with a good clear down the middle of the field. Mike Boy positioned well enough to deal with it, and he's gotten it off to Cash as well, who almost manages to get a double touch off of the backboard. The shot at the near corner, saved by Kisai momentarily only, though, as Rix.GG continue their onslaught. Kerrion is able to get the ball away at last. Cash unable to clear the lines for Rix, but it's not going to be long before they're pushing out of their own half again. Mike Boy now closing that one down, not quite able to get the read, but Cash is there. Force breaking out to the wing. 3 minutes left now, 2 minutes gone. A goal after 15 seconds, and then not again for the next couple of minutes, as I almost cast as curse that Astral. It seems like both of these teams off to a very aggressive start, but Rix.GG have 9 shots already. I'm kind of surprised they're not up by more.
Yeah, Rix.GG are relentless at the moment. I'm very surprised they've not scored more as well. They've got another chance here. That one's nearly dropping in, and they do get it away for now. But the Wu can take some positives from that. You know, they've defended quite well considering the amount of shots they've been taking. Rix perhaps not had the best finishing so far, but this game can turn around with that one goal only being the difference. But Wu have got to start stepping up and getting out of this defense.
Less than half of game 1 left to play here. Force's up for an unbelievable read. What a pass, what a redirect, and what a goal.
Incredible stuff from the Wu, and this is what we needed. This is what we talked about. Only one goal separating. All they need is one chance. A brilliant pass coming through from Kisei, and the finish from Force are really good as well. And all of a sudden, we're back level, and all that Rix.GG pressure, all those chances, 11 shots, Elliot, and they're not even in the lead.
Not anymore anyway, after an absolutely phenomenal equalizer from Force there. Cash trying to do it all himself. Oh, Ocillon almost taking the lead back there. Force with an absolutely magnificent bicycle hit off of the line to keep them in it. Wu refused to go down without a fight here. Mike Boy putting it back across. Kisai's able to clear to the left-hand side of the field. Force now almost able to fake it round Cash. The pass coming in there. Kerrion thinking better of it, waiting for Ocillon to try and get a clear before approaching this again. Wu trying to get some confidence, but Rix pushing forward. Just absolutely relentless in their onslaught here, but Wu doing very well. 90 seconds left on the clock here in game 1. It's still all square. Wu have had 3 shots. Rix have had 12.
Yeah, but 8 saves on the side of Wu, a very solid defensive performance indeed to deal with that sustained pressure. And Rix have been so good in this offense, but still been shut down. And now look, Wu going the other way once again in a 2-on-1 situation. They might be able to create something if this pass is good enough from Force. The shot is on, and look, Elliot, they're getting forward. They're under a lot of pressure, but they're handling this pretty well, I would say, given the start that Rix.GG has had.
Force getting a touch out, but it's only to the edge of the penalty box, and Cash will get a shot. It's not on target. Rix unlucky not to get a goal there, but they might well still do. Cash not able to beat to the ball there. Force trying to get something across to Kerrion, and does manage to sneak it past the blue man in midfield. Ocillon can't quite clear his lines. Mike Boy is going to get a hit there. The 50 not working out too well for him as Force puts it off at the backboard. Cash is there with the read. 30 seconds left on the clock. Rix.GG really would like to take game 1 after the start that they have had. The Wu just need a late goal here to clinch it, but their net is open. They can't quite capitalize. Rix.GG not able to get the winning goal there. Force doesn't have the boost to get a quick shot away in midfield. Mike Boy putting it around the corner. Less than 10 seconds on the clock. Oh my goodness, Kerrion with an absolutely fantastic save. Absolutely vital to keep Wu in this. 0 seconds now, and failing a 0-second goal, we are going to be going to overtime, but anything's possible with these teams, so let's see what they can do. The ball going to be dropping here. Ocillon keeping it up, but not going to get it to his teammate Mike Boy, who will now try to drop it. Kerrion getting it off of the corner. It bounces up. Cash is still underneath this, but Ocillon robs him a little bit, and in the very first game of the evening, we have overtime.
Yeah, this is much better stuff from the Wu. That they're starting to come out. They're starting to play more aggressively. They're up to 4 shots now. They're not going to match that 14, coming in from Rix.GG, but the defense top notch coming in from Kisai and Kerrion. 4 saves a pair, 9 across the board, and this has been a very, very good defensive performance indeed. If they can snatch a winner from here, the WU will put themselves in a great position in this series, and Rix will be absolutely kicking themselves that they couldn't take those chances earlier on.
30 seconds gone in overtime in game 1 as Kisai tries to slow things down, but is immediately closed down by Rix.GG, and Cash is there to secure the winner. Well, it took a long time, Astral, but you have to say it certainly felt like that was in the run of play.
Yeah, attempt inevitable. Kisai's touch just not the best, giving the ball away to Mike Boy on the line, right on the edge of the box. Such a dangerous area, and the shot coming in from Cash was not going to be saved from that close range. A powerful 1-2 to beat the keeper. And look, Rix.GG, they earned it, didn't they? They gave a really, really offensive pressure in this game. 14 shots on the board. They had a great performance, and they got the victory deservedly, I think.
Recounting that, 16 shots from Rix.GG in that game and 3 saves compared to the 7 shots that came out from WU. And WU, to their credit, saved 9 of the shots that Rix.GG put on goal. It just wasn't enough. And I wonder, Astral, what can they even do? Because WU didn't play badly. They played well. They survived the onslaught for a long time there in that game. But Rix were just absolutely unstoppable. They were, we've said relentless a couple of times, but 16 shots in game 1.
Rix didn't give them a chance to breathe, did they? They were pinning them down from start to finish. They scored 15 seconds into the game. They came out firing with so much pressure, and WU dealt with it well, like you say, and they scored a great goal on the counter-attack when they got a fantastic opportunity, and they still had 7 shots in there, remarkably enough, despite all the time they were pinned in their own half. But it wasn't quite enough, and like you say, now will Rix.GG come back in again, rolling through into the next game with that momentum, and it's going to be difficult for the WU once again. But I think these players are very, very solid on this WU side, and they've got the characteristics to keep their head and only keep worried that they lost by 1 goal. It's not a big difference, and they can certainly come back in this one.
Well, game 2 underway. If you're just joining us here at the Elemental Series Air Qualifier, we're watching Rix.GG, the team in blue, face off against WU, the team in orange, and it's going to be WU moving forward now as Kerrion gets a touch to the backboard, cleared away to the right-hand side. Forsay's there to keep the pressure on. Cash and Ocillon double committing a little bit there, but Mike Boy's in the middle to receive a phenomenal pass from Cash. He'll try to move forward now into orange territory, but Forsay is going to close out the ball. Ocillon over to the wing. Kisai's there to keep the pressure on, looking for the bump on Mike Boy. Astral, do you think that disruption plays are going to be of a large amount of importance for WU moving on in this series?
Yeah, and disruption plays have been vital for Rix.GG as well. In the previous match, they were pulling them out towards the end of the previous game, just before the overtime hit, and it really did cause some issues for WU at the back. They managed to hold strong and get through to that overtime, but it was a real concern, and it's a great way to stop such a solid defense that WU have. Whether they can use that on Rix back at them is another story because of how quickly Rix are moving around the field. And again, Rix there, Cash taking out Forsay right in front of the goal line just to stop him of any chance of getting it on. But WU have got another chance here. Kisai's in the middle, and WU have taken the lead, Elliot.
Oh my goodness, and what a way to do it as well. All 3 blue players just stacking up in their near corner there. It's not what we expect from a team like Rix.GG, Astral.
No, not ideal for them. I think they're getting a little bit carried away, trying to keep the pace of the game up, play to their play style that they like to do, and all of a sudden they've committed too many men in the corner, and if you do that, you're going to get punished, especially by a team like WU. They can be confident now. First shot of the game coming in from the WU. First goal. They've been clinical, if nothing else.
Kerrion looking for the pass in field, almost catching out his teammates there. Ocillon not able to sneak the ball through the defense there. Forsay looking to take it upfield, not able to in the end. Mike Boy will go up for this. He's touched it up himself. He doesn't have the boost to keep going with it. And now we've got a 2v1 situation on the counter-attack. Kerrion moving forward on the end of that pass from Forsay, looking to set himself for a double touch, but Ocillon has done enough. And now it's the chance for Rix.GG to break the other end. Kisai taking that out over 1. He gets the bump on Ocillon. No one in orange there to close down the ball quickly enough. Cash can't put it across. Ocillon now just waiting in the midfield, and he's going to turn back now and await Cash's pass off of the backboard. It's an easy one in the end for Rix.GG to equalize.
Yeah, low backboard shot coming in, and Ocillon will finish that one pretty easily enough. Kisai should have done better, I think, trying to pre-flip, perhaps ran out of boost and was just trying to get something on it to tip it out to safety. But Wu couldn't hold on. Nowhere near as many saves this game so far. Only 2, but Rix got a goal in 3 shots, and the game is looking much more even, Elliot. I have to say, Rix have slowed down a little bit, but they are back into this game.
Carrion getting the pass inside to Kisai, takes a controlling touch and is immediately demoed by Cash, allowing Rix GG to get forward now. Force clearing it off of the goal line and able to beat to the ball here. No boost to speak of, but he will continue the pressure on. Cash clearing his lines. Mike Boy getting a shot forward. Not going to trouble Carrion, but he is uncomfortable with the touch over to the wing. Kisai's clear out. Finding Mike Boy in the midfield. The loose ball met by Kisai as he tries to pick Carrion out from the side wall. Force now off of the backboard for Kisai. Carrion's there in the middle. He'll try to put it in, and he will succeed. A really well-worked goal from Wu.
Yeah, target found for Wu. Really well played. Ocelon couldn't get there quickly enough, but Mike Boy, questions have got to be asked. That backboard read has got to be made for Rix.GG. If they miss that kind of opportunity, then we were going to pounce. And once again, 2 defensive errors coming in from Rix.GG and punished very quickly by the Wu. They've only had 2 shots and they've got 2 goals. This is really great stuff coming in from the Wu as Kisai makes a save, keep them in the lead.
Mike Boy putting it around the corner. Carrion's going to be first to the ball. Kisai off of the ceiling. Mike Boy calls for it, but he hasn't hit the ball. Cash almost able to beat out the confused defender there. Rix.GG find themselves a goal down here in game 2, but almost able to equalize. Mike Boy not quite reading that pre-flip right. Force clearing downfield for Wu. Now 90 seconds left on the clock as Carrion tries to sneak that one home. Force underneath one. It's past the near post. Cash able to clear out. Carrion's there. Kisai's up and gets the dunk. It's going to be at the edge of the penalty box here as Cash goes for the air dribble downfield. Force reading it, not able to stop Ocelon, and the defensive error is going to lead to a concession and the equalizer for Rix.GG.
Yeah, that's really disappointing for Wu. They played a really solid last minute, and one little mistake with rotation coming in there has cost them dearly because they had Rix under a significant amount of pressure, and Rix were looking worried. They were making whiffs on the backboard. They weren't getting the rotation correctly, but Wu was slipping concentration, perhaps a lack of comms, rotated wrong, left the gap open, and Rix once again find it, but keeping the game even, Elliot. And once again, Wu back on the attack as they try and shut this one down. Rix, as they're under pressure, and it's going to find the top corner. Carrion is going to put Wu quickly back into the lead.
Wu have just really stepped up here in game 2. Carrion picking out the only part of the goal that ball could not be saved in. And with 60 seconds left on the clock, they are once again ahead by 1.
Yeah, I want you to take a look at this stat sheet as well, Elliot. Wu got 3 shots, 2 coming in from Carrion, 2 goals, 1 from Kisai, 1 goal. They've scored every shot they've taken. These guys can certainly know how to hit the back of the net. Rick's not been so accurate in front of goal, and it might be another one as well. Kisai will find it. Looked like it was going to hit the crossbar. Absolutely not. Wu take a 4-2 lead.
Getting from bad to worse here for Rix.GG as Kisai sneaks that under the bar. The bounce shot rattling the woodwork as it finds the back of the net. And as you say, Astral, 4 shots, 4 goals for the team in orange here. 6 shots for Rix.GG, and they've only hit the back of the net twice. And that's, I mean, fairly well in line with the game 1. They had 16 shots then, only found the back of the net twice there. They're just not being clinical enough, Astral. And unless they can find an equalizer right here, they aren't going to be able to take game 2. And I don't think they expected to be equal after 2 games in this series.
No, my concern right now is that Rix.GG defense, because basically the 4 shots they've had have been so easy for Wu. They've been nearly open. Finally, there's a shot saved coming in from Cash, but the shots have been open nets consistently because Rix have been out of position and they gave away those chances, and Wu have taken them fantastically well. They've got themselves a 4-2 victory, and even if they get a goal back here, Rix.GG, this game looks to be over, and we look to have a tied series.
Well, this is a best of 5 series here, the first one in the Air group stage. Wu taking game 2 there, 4 goals to 2, and really stepping up and showing Rix.GG that actually we aren't going to roll over. This is going to be a very difficult series of Rocket League if you are going to beat us at all. And my goodness, shooting conversion there was almost flawless.
Really great stuff from Wu. I mean, we saw glimpses of their quality in the last game. The defending was top notch and they scored some good goals. They just weren't quite having the chances that they needed to get more than one. But this one, they came alive. They found that energy. They found that rhythm. And Rix came into the game a little bit overconfident, I think. They thought they had this one wrapped up. I mean, that first goal they conceded, we saw that triple commit in the corner from Rix.GG, so uncharacteristic. that cost them, and Wu seemed to have the momentum from there.
Yeah, I mean, it really did seem like that, but I just want to mention it again. Wu really seemed to be struggling in game one, and Rix seemed to be so much faster, so much more on top of it. What changed in game two? Do you think it was Wu that stepped up, or did Rix slow down?
I think Rick slowed down. They have to have done, the shots that they got in this game compared to the first one was a lot less. I think they realized they're going to have to slow down their play a bit if they want to perhaps draw some Wu defenders out of position, because they did win the game, but very marginally 2-1 for the amount of shots they scored. The amount of shots they had on target, sorry, they're not going to be happy with the goals they scored. So I think they tried a different play style, but it didn't work, and Wu exploited it fantastically well. They might have to go back to that incredibly aggressive play style once again in game number 3.
Well, game number 3 has gotten underway here. Rix.GG know that they need to take this one back, otherwise they will be series point down. That's not a place they want to be, certainly not against Wu, who qualified from the closed qualifiers, whereas Rix were invited to the tournament specifically. 30 seconds gone in game 3, no goals as of yet. Mike Boy threatening there. Cash underneath him, going to back out and find his spot in the rotation. Ocelon's getting the pass down off of the backboard, almost able to sneak it in, but Cash will go back now and wait for his turn once again. Kerrion taking that off of his own backboard. Mike Boy turning up, taking a controlling touch. Kisai able to clear. Ocelon collecting in the midfield, but is accidentally going to set up Force for a hit forward. Cash now is going to beat to that. The no boost Force as well. Kerrion clearing from his backboard. Astral just over a minute gone in game 3, and neither team seems to be hugely dominant right now. Good shot there from Force.
Yeah, I thought you were going to pull out a lovely caster's curse there. That shot from Force looked to be fine in the bottom corner, but it was cleared well away by Rix.GG. In this game, yeah, like you say, a much slower start. I think both teams realizing now that they've got a series on their hands. It's 1-1, and they're going to have to be much cleaner in their performances if they want to get the series victory. And certainly, I think they're being a little bit more patient. They want to find some gaps in the defense, both teams showing equal offensive opportunities at this point. But 2 minutes in, and we've not seen anything clinical just yet.
Kisai is up for the block. Mike Boy gets the better of it. Force comes off of his own backboard. Clears over to the left-hand side, but inadvertently into the path of Ocelon. Mike Boy now going to be first to this, and he will ping that one towards the net. Kerrion's there to read it. Cash claiming possession again, but not the best touch, and Force will be able to get it downfield. Wu trying to get some pressure on this Rix.GG side, but breakaway now from Team Blue, and Kisai's poor touch in front of net, almost leaving the team in orange struggling there. But they have managed to turn this around. They are countering at the other end. Halfway through game 3, no goals to separate these two sides yet. A lovely fake in his own corner from Cash there as he moves downfield. Force not able to find the block. Kisai's turning at the back line. Mike Boy getting the angle. It's off of the post and in, and Rix take the lead.
That's ruthless. We needed something really special to try and break the deadlock in this game. Mike Boy has found it. What an angle coming in as Cash dropped that one down. 2 keepers in the net. Nobody getting a touch on it. I think they probably thought it was out, Elliot, to be honest, judging by the angle going in off the post, but absolutely perfectly placed.
Ocelon gonna try to get a quick shot away there. The demo from Kisai not gonna help them defend this too much, but Force will get back across the net in time. Mike Boy trying to take it in front of net again, and Cash is there to capitalize. Rix extend their lead.
Great stuff from Rick, starting to play with a bit of confidence now. Mike Boy's control to get this one into the middle. It's all about the delivery, and Kerrion scrambles up with what little boost he has upside down, and he can't make a touch to it. And just like that, Rick's finds back-to-back goals, passes to the middle, and it's got them well into the lead. 2 minutes gone. So 2 minutes left in this game, like you say, and now Rick's really starting to bring into a life of their own, and Wu only 2 shots so far in this match.
Kerrion's been hit away there, and the ball rolls in front of the orange net again. Kisai's first to the ball, but not looking comfortable at all for Wu in the last 60 seconds of play. Kerrion challenging there, but Ocelon's first to it in the midfield. Force now controlling into his own corner. Doesn't have much to make this work, and will be taken off of the field by Mike Boy with that demo. An unfortunate position to respawn. Ball side there as he tries to take it across goal without giving anything away or leaving them too exposed. Kerrion looking for Kisai on the left. Ocelon's up. Mike Boy attempts, but leaves it for Cash in the end, who does go up. He adjusts to the disruption, and he carries it all the way in. What class from this man.
phenomenal stuff coming in from Cash. The class from Cash, as you could have said there. But Kisai, very, very impatient on the goal line. Wu looking hesitant, not challenging the ball as quickly as I think they should be. You can't be giving Cash that kind of space in the midfield. He will punish time and time again. And Rick's looking better and better into this game. 3-0 in the lead now. But Ocelon still on 90 points at this point. Cash stepping up big time with 2 goals in 4 shots, an assist and a save on the board as well.
3 goals down. Wu with 1 minute and 10 seconds left. And as I say that, only 2 goals down, Astro.
Yeah, I just mentioned Ocelon's lack of points and his poor performance issue in this game. And this has gone from bad to worse to him scoring an own goal, dropping down, didn't get the read correct at all. And Wu have got a chance. They've been given a lifeline here. Only 3 shots they've had all game, but they've certainly got 1 goal. And that gives them a chance to get 2 back into this one with 1 minute to go. 30 seconds a goal. It's not out of possibility considering Rix's poor defense so far in the series.
Ocelon looking for Cash. Lovely doink downfield as Kerrion turns. Does manage to avoid the read from Mike Boy there. Kisai is putting it towards net. What a redirect from Kerrion, and Ocelon stepping up and redeeming himself for that own goal with a very crucial save here in that 45 seconds left on the clock. Wu have some pressure. Cash able to relieve that somewhat as he finds some space in orange territory. Mike Boy turning away from that, allowing Ocelon to thread the pass through to Cash, who almost finds a beautifully timed pre-flip, but not able to make it work. 26 seconds left on the clock as Wu come forward once again. Kerrion in the corner will wait his turn perfectly. Looks for the pass down, finds it, but Kisai's just not quite positioned correctly. And that, barring a miracle, is going to be their last chance to get back into Game 3. And they will find themselves series point down as we head into the 4th game of this best of 5.
Yeah, needed some more staggered positioning coming in from the Wu on the offense. 2 players stood side by side on the goal line, dropping over both of their heads, and they couldn't get a read to it. And it was a great chance, to be honest. Rix looked like they were scrambling to try and reach across and make a save, and the Wu probably should have got a goal back there. I don't think it would have made a huge difference, of course. There was only 20 seconds left, and Rix do get a comfortable victory in this one. But what a performance from Cash. He really stepped up, some quality goals in this game, and that's really what separated Rix from Wu in this Game 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Rick's back to their old ways, or at least, you know, their ways from Game 1 here. 12 shots in Game 3, double the amount they found in Game 2. And I think that really does make a difference because Rick's just didn't look themselves when they weren't applying lots and lots of pressure as they weren't in the second game.
Yeah, they really trying to change their play style, but then they went back to it. I said that might be a better play style for them. They were definitely more aggressive in this game if we look at the shots on the board. 12 this time around for Rix. That's a lot more than the second game. 6 still coming in from the Wu. It seems to be a similar average of balance between defense and offense for the Wu, but managing to only get 1 goal in this from an own goal from Ocelon, and they struggled to create throughout. I think Rix really realized what the mistakes they've made in Game 2 and came out much stronger for it, and now they've got the momentum. They know what they need to do, and they're going to be a very, very tough team to beat in Game 4.
And Wu there with 6 shots in Game 3 and only 1 goal. What happened to their absolute clinicality in front of net? And are they going to be able to find that again in Game 4?
I think part of their great finishing in that Game 2 came from just the poor defense from Rix and the disorganization. Rix were much more organized at the back this time around. They had their rotation down much, much cleaner, and they got rid of the shots that came in from the Wu. They dealt with it much better, and I think that's why Wu couldn't find the target as many times in Game 3, but they're going to have to start finding it early on in this game if they want to turn this series back in their favor.
Well, pressure coming out already, but that's going to be snuck through, and I don't think Kisai can reach it. What a terrible way to concede and go a goal down and series point down in Game 4.
Yeah, they want to get forward, perhaps not that far forward. Kisai just pushing well over the halfway line, trying to help his team get forward, but all 3 players into the blue half is going to end in a disaster if a pinch comes through like that, and Ocelon will take that free goal as he gets a goal without even a shot in this game, and he's now going to go for a second one if he can beat Forsay. Not quite this time around, but a fake did come in as well. The double fake, Elliot, coming in from Cash. This is getting out of hand.
Beautifully worked, and you love to see the confidence coming out from Rix GG as they finally find their stride here. Ocelon's going to be up, Cash is up as well. The confidence absolutely supreme from these players. Mike Boy coming over to collect, and he'll look for that corner boost. He's not going to find it, and he will be demoed, but Ocelon keeping the pressure on. Forsay now. A little bit of possession, going to be immediately robbed by Cash, who finds a favorable 50 in the corner as well. That's up and loose. Mike Boy not going to turn on it. Ocelon trying to snap something away in the pre-flip, not able to get a beat on Kisai. That's a gorgeous pass into midfield. Kerrion won't get there in time. We'll be able to get that off at the sidewall, but Mike Boy's there to collect. He's over one. Cash looking for a disruption play on the keeper. Rix GG really looking more confident now, and that was a nice little counter from the orange side, but Wu just don't quite look up to it anymore.
Yeah, they're still defending fairly well. All four save getting faked out as I say that, and Mike Boy's going to slam that one. A pass into midfield. Ocelon will finish it off pretty nicely, and this is a much more confident start from Rix.GG. The pressure seems to have finally cracked for Wu, and they're not looking at their best.
And that was absolutely superb. Ocelon with the fake, and then just touching the ball in there to set up the pinch. And an unsavable shot there, almost 100 miles per hour from point blank range when one of the keepers has already been taken out. Just absolutely gorgeous stuff here from Rix GG as they really get in the swing of things and attempt to keep this 2-goal lead intact now, or perhaps even extend it as Cash comes forward looking for that ball off of the wall. Mike Boy coming and allowing Ocelon to take it, but he'll be waiting infield for the pass down. Cash on the backboard there. Mike Boy now taking his turn up, getting the bounce off of the backboard. Kerrion and Kisai both committing for that forward. Cash not able to get to it, but Ocelon will still be there. 2 minutes gone in game 4, a 2-0 lead for Rix. What do Wu have to do to come back into this series now, Astral?
Well, they're holding on okay, but they need to get forward and start creating opportunities. This is a great chance for them here if they can disrupt this defense. But Rix's defense earlier on was shaky. It's finally got organized again. Some disruptions coming in here. Some demos well placed onto a last man would not go down. Would go down very well a treat indeed. And so they certainly need to start putting some issues and putting some pressure for Rix.GG, because Rix looked very, very comfortable. We saw those balls coming in off the ceiling. They're trying to get some stylish goals, and that just shows how confident they are. They need to be shut down and brought back down to a level, I think. And at the minute, we just can't seem to do that to them. But there's still plenty of time left in this game. 2 minutes to go.
Cash just taking his sweet time here with possession. Is going to get closed down by Kerry, and it's down in front of net, and it can't quite be kept down by Kisai. And they are extremely unfortunate, or perhaps Rix are just very, very fortunate that that was not off the underside of the crossbar and in, because that might have been the route back in for Wu here as another shot is turned away by Cash at the near post. A minute 42 left on the clock here. All blue players getting forward now with this attack. Forsay doing well to cut it out before it could become a threat. But he doesn't have much control over the ball here. Kisai looking inside for Kerrion. He's going to get there very quickly, a little bit too quickly to do anything useful with it. And now Cash has some time to play this out of the corner. Draws a 50 from Kisai. Forsay moving forward. It's going to be in front of net again. A minute 20 is long enough to do this, but Wu can't wait any longer. Kerrion now not able to get it past Cash. Kisai's turn. He's stepping up, bumped out of the way by the blue defender as Mike Boy tries to clear his lines. Rix GG under a bit of pressure here, but they have a 2-goal lead. They have that buffer. They have that breathing room, and they have series point as the ball...
And they have a goal.
The back of the blue net, and Wu are within reach now.
They are within reach. They got a little bit of luck there. Mike Boy just bouncing that one off of Kisai to find it into the back of the net. It didn't go exactly the way I think he would have hoped there, the Rix.GG player, but regardless, Wu needed that chance. Kisai's going to find his first goal after 4 shots, but he needs some help going forward. Forsay and Kerry not yet to get any shots on target in this 4 minutes of gameplay so far, and if they don't keep getting forward, they're not going to find a chance. But this is the best they could have hoped for with 50 seconds to go. They're back within 1. They've got a great opportunity because Rix do appear to have slowed down a little bit in this last minute or so.
Ocelon going to be putting that into his own corner for the clear out to Mike Boy. Kisai is there, and it's a really nice pass to Kerry, and Ocelon getting it out. Mike Boy will be first to this one. Cash is underneath him to receive the pass and put it up towards the backboard. It's well defended, but Wu need to break out right now if they're going to bring this even and go to overtime here in game 4. 19 seconds left on the clock as Kisai goes for the carry. Beats 1, beats 2. Ocelon's there in midfield to collect. A demo coming out on Mike Boy is going to leave them exposed, but not for long enough, especially if Wu can't clear their lines here. 6 seconds left, or they will lose this series. It's going to ping down off of the ceiling. The ball is still up. They need a 0-second goal here. Kerrion trying to position himself underneath, but a beautiful fake there. And Rix GG take the first series of the evening.
Rix get the job done after 4 games. A solid performance in the end as they turned out in this one, only giving the Wu 1 goal after a bit of an unfortunate play. But I have to think that the Wu probably feel a little bit hard done by in this game. If they played a little bit differently in the defense, they definitely could have still been in an overtime. We talk about that first goal that went in. it was just a pinch from a roll and went straight all the way downfield into the open net. And you think if we would have positioned a little bit differently and have been a little bit less eager at the start of the game, it'd have still been 1-1 and that wouldn't have happened. But it's these fine margins that really split the game apart. And Ricks.GG, they look professional. They were scoring shot after shot and ultimately deserved the victory in that series.
Yeah, it's hard to deny that they were just absolutely incessant with their offensive pressure, and they managed to keep it on the Woo just the whole series. It felt like, apart from game two, where we really, really stepped up, but we never saw that absolute clinicality in front of net come back. The precision was lacking, and Woo there in game four shots, only one being converted into a point on the scoreboard, and that definitely cost them there, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, and they played solid throughout. They played a decent defensive game, but in the offense, they just weren't quite there, unfortunately. And that can happen. But Ricks, for me, weren't at their best, and I think Ricks have got to be concerned going into the next game against Triple Trouble, which we'll obviously talk about soon, because there was still a lot of gaps in there, and I don't know if it wasn't they weren't fully warmed up or prepared for this series, but they're going to have to step it up. Also, it's a tough group though. We lost to Ricks, arguably the strongest team in the group for the first game, so they can get a bounce back, win the next two games and still make it through, but they've got a difficult run ahead of them.
They certainly do. And Triple Trouble, in case you hadn't found out yet, a 3-0 victory in their first game of the night. So Woo is definitely going to struggle coming head to head with them. And do you think they have much of a chance at playing against the RLCS team?
It's going to be a challenge, of course, but I think they do. I think we saw there that they played pretty well. The Euronics are going to struggle. I think in this group, Ricks.GG and Triple Trouble have to be the favorite two teams, but I think we were going to be in that competitive environment as well, and they're going to be looking to take it. And we saw they defended really well. They had some good moments, but it's just the consistency of constantly keeping up to that level of Ricks.GG that they struggled in this series.
Well, Triple Trouble and Ricks.GG taking their first game of the evening. And on paper, you'd have to say they were probably more likely to be the teams going through. Woo and Euronics Gaming both losing out there. And I feel bad for Woo because they really did put up a good performance, particularly there in game two. And if they can carry that on, then they certainly are still with a chance. But Ricks was just too good.
Yeah, Ricks were too good, and that's what we expect. Euronics, of course, then getting swept by Triple Trouble, which wasn't really too much of a surprise. They are a lower bracket qualified team coming into this group, so obviously the lowest seed, and it's going to be tough for them. But Ricks were too good. But Ricks have still got a few mistakes in there, especially game two. There was a lot of defensive mistakes coming in. We saw a few double commits, some bad positioning, and Triple Trouble will definitely exploit that if those gaps aren't fixed for this next series. So it's going to be a cracking one, Elliot.
It certainly is. But before we get ahead of ourselves to the next series, I want to go back and ask you, Astral, as our color caster, our gorgeous analyst, who was your most valuable player in that series, Ricks.GG versus Woo?
That's difficult, isn't it? I mean, everyone on Ricks played pretty well. I think Ocelon didn't quite have the best series, so it'd probably be between Cash and Mike Boy. But I'm going to go with Cash this time around. I think he had a very solid performance. Mike Boy